Hello and welcome to Non-Stop Wrestling Chat. My name is Barry and this is your AEW versus NXT review. Before we get any further, guys, don't forget to hit like, hit subscribe and hit that notification bell. Your support literally means a bunch to me. So let's get into the review. We're going to start off with AEW as always. We kicked off with a match on AEW, Ricky Starks versus Darby Allin. Allin picked up the win. I gave this 3 stars. I love seeing Allin in the ring. I like his work. Glad he picked up the win here because I feel he's just constantly losing a match. It was a great opener. Like I said, I love seeing Darby win, and yeah, that's about it. We returned to the Cody in the ring. Pretty much the whole conversation was about him just accepting the dog collar match. Next week, Lee and the Dark Order come out to attack him. Brandy does a flip. I was kind of like, what the fuck? This whole segment was just completely confusing. Then we're backstage with Tony Schiavone, with FTR and Tully. They bring up SCU. This whole bit here, right, was a bit bland. The whole thing, they talk about the Young Bucks and stuff like that. It was just kind of bland. It was nothing special. Like, there is nothing in this that was like, oh, you need to go see this. And it's pretty much across AEW and NXT, promos and segment wise, there's nothing really that you would have to go see. There were solid shows, but nothing you could really pick up. The wrestling was what won. But yeah, let's get into it. So, AEW World Tag Team Championship, FTR versus SCU. FTR picks up the win. I gave this 3 stars as well. A really enjoyable match. It was awesome. Both teams went. Actually was really good in the ring. Yeah, really liked it. We had Cassidy versus Chris Jericho. Jericho picked up the win. This was a solid match. I gave it 2.5 stars. It was nothing like extraordinary. It was good. After the match, then a Circle runs in to attack, but Matt Hardy is there with a chair. Jericho and Hager turn their attention to Serpentico, and I can't even say that name, but anyway, and Luther, they attack, but Luther and Serp kind of fight back. They brawl for a bit, and that's about it. So then we get number 10 versus Orange Cassidy. Orange Cassidy picks up the win. I'm not even going to rate this. It was literally just to give Orange Cassidy a win and get number 10 a match. I'm not a fan of Cassidy, to be honest with you guys. I don't know why they're giving him such a big platform, but they are. MJF is backstage with a gift for Jericho. He enters... Sorry guys, choking my saliva there. He enters Jericho's locker room. Dinner Circle is there. MJF offers him a gift as a congratulations for his big win tonight. MJF says he's here just to congratulate them. Jericho thanks him for the jackets. Jericho says a long time ago they asked him a question, would you like to be in Inner Circle? MJF says he asked Jericho a question a long time ago, would Jericho like him to be in the Inner Circle? And they go on like that for a little bit. When MJF leaves eventually, Sammy is about to call him a loser. Jericho stops him and says perhaps he's not. Not going to lie to you guys, see MJF and Jericho have like maybe a sustained feud. I think it would actually be really cool. And we get Britt Baker versus Red Velvet. Britt Baker picked up the win. 2 stars here because it was just a squash match. It was just to give Britt Baker that win. Yeah. Then we had the Butcher versus John Moxley. I thought it was a really good match. Nothing great, just a solid match. So I gave it 2.5. But yeah, it was a solid match. Overall, the whole show I gave 2.5 stars. The reason it only got a 2.5 was quite a lot of the segments were just really lackluster. Like, they were missing something. I really felt that it was missing. Tonight's show was just missing something, and that goes for both shows. So on NXT, we start off with Dakota Kai versus Blackheart. Blackheart picks up the win. 3 stars, guys. Awesome match. Dakota, she's like the unsung hero of the women division in NXT, and Blackheart looked great as always. Cameron Grimes versus Ridge Holland. Grimes won, I think, via DQ. It was like 10 seconds, 20 seconds of a match. It was nothing special, so I'm not even going to rate it. Then the same with Kushida versus Tony. Kushida picked up the win. It was just to give him a win, so I'm not even going to rate it. Adam Cole versus Austin Theory. Adam Cole picked up the win here. This was better than expected. I gave it 3.5 stars, so I really was I didn't think this was going to be as good as what it was, but it was a really good match. So after it, we get Damian Priest and Io Shirai. They're interviewed ahead of the main event. He calls them rock stars of NXT, and they don't have to be a power couple. Io says something Japanese and then says rock stars. They fist bump, and then when Priest leaves, she says he's not bad. Then we get Karen Carter versus Lee. Carter picks up the win. A good little match here, nothing special, 2 stars. Short, simple, showcasing some fun parts, but it was nothing special again. Then Shawn Michaels hosts a sit down with O'Reilly and Balor, pretty much promoting this weekend's show. Again, nothing special here. Then we get Candice LeRae and Johnny Gargano versus Damian Priest and Io Shirai. LeRae and Gargano pick up the win. It was a lot of fun. I loved it. It was a really good match. Like, it wasn't like the greatest match of all time, but it was a really, really fun match. So I'm giving NXT a 3 stars because I felt their in-ring was a little bit better. Let me revise that, guys. I'm going to give it 2.5 stars because they had those 2 matches that I just wasn't going to rate because they were a waste of time. Overall, guys, tonight was great wrestling. That's what it was. It was just great wrestling. It was nothing. We had great wrestling matches, and even the ones that were not rateable or like only 2 stars, the matches were solid and were really good. Nothing really outstanding on tonight's show. Like, out of both the shows, there's nothing outstanding. I'd probably say, apart from Adam Cole versus Austin Theory, nothing mega outstanding. But really, both shows put on a great wrestling show. The segments, again, feel, for AEW, the segments just feel like they don't. I get the progressing stories and things like that, right? But it doesn't feel like there's anything to get me invested in those segments, if that makes sense. And the same goes for NXT and WWE. The segments just really make you feel that you just kind of get invested. Sometimes the segments can get that bad that it puts you off the fucking match. But yeah, overall, guys, I actually really enjoyed tonight. It was, again, it was nothing like, there was nothing to go, this is the best moment in wrestling, or this was like one of the funnest things you have to go watch. Nothing like that. It was just a strong show of fun wrestling. The other thing I was going to bring up to you guys is, do you think they're using Jon Moxley correctly in AEW? Because I feel he's becoming like the Cena of AEW, if that makes sense. Like, he goes in, hits a couple of moves, gets beats down, comes back, wins. I get, obviously, he's a huge star because he's from WWE, but I really feel that there could be better ways to use him. And the other thing as well, there's no other star power that really matches him in AEW at the moment. You can put him against Lee, which they've done. You put him against Rhodes, Jericho, but there's nobody that's really matching Moxley. And see, to be honest with you, at this moment in time, there's nobody you really believe is going to win that belt off Moxley. Hell, they might drop it to Eddie Kingston or something like that, but I doubt it. He's the star power, and it feels like they're just building the show around him, Jericho, and you don't believe anybody. I feel Jericho's doing a great job, obviously, to get the younger talent up there to become competitive against Moxley, but his star power just really makes it feel that nobody can take him. I might be wrong, or I probably am. Somebody will probably come up and take the belt and it'll be a shock. That's probably what they're looking for. But I don't know, like, I was really hot for AEW at the start of the year. I kind of feel they just keep repeating themselves over and over again. I think that's just 2020. But let's hope it gets picked up. And NXT as well, I feel a lot of times they're just kind of repeating over and over of the stuff that they've already done. Like, there's... Obviously, the guys are moving on to the upper roster, and I think that's what hurts NXT as well. Is like they build this person so much, and then they move on, and you don't really get that. Like, you don't, look, we've got Finn Balor just now, and that's about like Adam Cole. They're like big names in the NXT, but at any point they can get called up again. I don't think they will, but who knows? Anyway, guys, that's my gripes with the Wednesday Night Wars, so called. And you know, I always do the review AEW versus NXT. I don't take it as like a war. It's not going to be WCW versus WWF. It's not going to cause another boom period. It'll be 10 years out if they were going to do that. But yeah, let's hope we get the segments a little bit better and the writing across the board for wrestling. But apart from that, tonight was a good show. Anyway, guys, I hope you enjoy the rest of your day, and I'll see you back here tomorrow. I've got my top 10 favourite matches, so hope you enjoy that. I'll see you here tomorrow, and then Saturday for the SmackDown review. Enjoy the rest of your day.